friends, and welcome to another episode of Silver Screams Reacts. If you're a fan of my cohort's channel, you may have seen us discussing this trailer in one of our more recent videos.
So for those of you who are not familiar with the subject, so generally speaking, people who have never been to one or people who are outside of the US, because I think it's a US-based chain, Spirit Halloween stores are Halloween stores, like it says, but the fun thing about them is that they are not year-round. They tend to move into the vacated carcasses of other stores and then just put up a banner for the Spirit Halloween store. So, like, the old Barnes & Noble, or the old Kmart, or the old this franchise is dead, this storefront is empty. They move in for about 2 months, and then a couple days after Halloween,
August
they dry up and go away.
Yeah. So yes.
There's a movie based on that now, I guess. I
Also,
still think... So people have also taken to photoshopping Spirit Halloween banners on things as jokes. It's very much a this bitch empty, except instead of yeet, it's Spirit Halloween.
Which, the context of which is probably lost on people who aren't from this country.
Oh no, my personal favorite is a Critical Role Campaign 2 joke. That one shot of the opening later on with the one specific, someone photoshopped a Spirit Halloween banner on that, and I laughed until I cried. So, if you know, you know.
Speaking of if you know, you know. Hi, I'm Megan.
I'm Katie.
And
whoops!
That's okay. I was gonna say we rolled into the discussion of like context for Spirit Halloween.
Yes.
I did not know this movie was a thing until you brought it up in one of our RWBY discussions.
In the middle of the latest RWBY Ice Queendom discussion, we were making jokes about a specific place being empty and having a Spirit Halloween thing, and then I went, so yeah, that movie's coming out, and you went, what?
Excuse me? Yeah.
So now we're doing this because she didn't know that movie exists. And I guess it comes out this year.
Sometimes, you know, I'm the horror aficionado in the household, but sometimes...
But I'm the meme junkie.
That's the thing. Sometimes, especially with Twitter, I will limit my focus because I don't want to get spoiled for things, or just generally speaking, Twitter discourse makes me go, no thanks, I'm just gonna look at the hashtag for this very specific fan art and just ignore everything else going on in the Twitterverse. So this completely escaped my notice. Which is why I'm very grateful for friends like Katie who can point out their existence to me.
Everyone needs a good meme lord in their corner. Everyone needs a Twitter shitbird.
All right,
only so you don't have to be one yourself.
So I have no idea what to expect from this, but apparently Christopher Lloyd is in it.
Yep.
So
why not? Let's fucking go.
I'm already on board. Shall we then?
Yes.
All right, without any further ado, Spirit Halloween. Click. Fright Night.
You can always just watch a scary movie at my place. Dude, we need something super creepy around now. You want something really creepy? How about a night locked in here? Creepy lie? Awesome.
That was definitely an old Toys R Us.
Are we sure this isn't a parody trailer?
Final notice.
A spirit that can't let go of his life? Possibly someone who died here. Alec Windsor. We're doing something Saturday. 3 of us, best holiday of the year, just like always.
Is this Spirit Halloween haunted by Christopher Lloyd?
I'm gonna go with yes.
But the store closed and we're still inside.
You mean the store's locked and we're trapped inside?
Was that there before?
Ask the right questions, you'll get the right answers.
Is Alec Windsor roaming tonight?
What does he want? Oh my god, what's happening?
1 hour on the anniversary of their death, they can possess things
Or people?
Death will end tonight.
He's not answering his phone.
He's with his buddies. He's fine.
Holy cow.
seal with a sacrifice to set him free.
Carson, now!
this looks ridiculous. You know what this looks like?
This is extremely B-movie, and I'm here for it.
You know what this looks like to me?
What does it look like?
This looks like a very Night at the Museum and Willy's Wonderland.
Oh my
Had a
god.
baby.
Oh my god.
Like it looks like Night at the Museum, but with the budget of Willy's Wonderland, while also somehow being tied to a real property with like real cheap ass merchandise that you can go and buy. So it's this weird combination of like corporate synergy where it's like, this is all product placement. This is perfect for like, you know, this is essentially an hour and a half long commercial for our brand, but also it's Night at the Museum without the budget of Night at the Museum, you know?
I hope it's on streaming because I really want to just like get pizza and get drunk. and watch that movie. This is one of those movies where it's like, we're gonna sit down and watch Spirit Halloween with like 6 other people and a bunch of booze and a bunch of, you know.
Oh, I love.
If you are old enough to consume responsibly.
I love
Please consume responsibly.
pizza and booze horror movies.
Oh my god.
Where it's just like,
yes.
this is
that
my
is
Friday
how
night.
we did Willy's Wonderland.
Exactly. But that one's specifically because it's like
A pizza
Freddy
joint.
Fazbear,
Yeah.
you know, discount Freddy Fazbear, where I'm like, okay, if this is going off of Freddy Fazbear stuff, we are going to have pizza.
Oh
like
my
that
God,
was
yes.
that was a very intentional connection. But no, this is
You
what
wanna order pizza tonight?
maybe.
Kinda.
No, anyway, the more we talk about it, the,
The
more
more it's like,
emphatically that will become a
pizza.
yes.
Radical. Anyway.
Oh my god.
So
Sorry, that movie's
this
like so
looks honestly, it very much looks like, okay, this is a solid B movie.
Well-
this is and I think we're probably looking at PG-13 for this.
Oh,
We're looking at like
not even this.
No?
This looks like this is a kids movie.
kid
This-
adventure movie.
This looks like, you know, Goosebumps, where it's like kid adventure movie where the things in the museum come to life. But yeah, no, this has no edges to it. This has the edges sanded off. This is a TV special of Goosebumps. You know, this looks like it's for kids. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I have a bigger problem with it being an hour and a half long commercial for things.
I honestly don't know when it's coming out. The trailer might have given us a date and I missed it.
I
It's
missed it
not in
completely.
the. You have your phone on you? Fucking Google it.
No, my phone's on the
No,
charger.
mine. So is mine.
But the thing is that like Christopher Lloyd being in it, the stars all clearly being like young adults.
We're gonna do something scary and spend the night at a Spirit Halloween store.
No, this is 100%.
How big is this city? Like, if this movie tries to tell me that they're in like Los Angeles or Boston or Chicago or someplace where there's definitely other things for them to do, I will not buy that premise. If it tells me they're in the middle of Kansas, I will buy that premise.
It did look like it's somewhere with a fall proper.
Oh,
like
that's
those shots
true.
of like
That's
them
true.
riding their bikes and
Definitely
everything
not
like
Los
that. I was like,
Angeles.
oh, that's nice.
Definitely not LA.
I was like, that's nice. Look, the changing of the seasons.
Like-
wouldn't that be nice to experience?
So, like, if it tells me it's in small town somewhere, it's like, okay, no, I'll buy that the creepiest, most risque thing that these teenagers can do is stay in a Spirit Halloween store overnight on Halloween.
My
Ooh,
guess would
spoopy.
be
like,
small
I'd buy that.
town New England adjacent, because that
Well,
seems to
we
be
did
like kind of
see
the
a
go-to
bit with-
setting.
We did see a bit with someone with magic ? Getting kicked off their land, but not.
I was.
I'd
gonna
hate
say-
to be like,
That
are
might
we
be-
messing with like, are we doing a poor representation of Native Americans again?
See, I looked at
Please
that and I was
don't.
like, oh, is that the magical Latino person?
Ah.
With the one Latino person in
You
the
know
movie
what the
is a
trifecta
wizard.
is. You know what the trifecta is. It might be down south. It might be voodoo.
Maybe.
So it's like, oh, what are we misrepresenting for this?
Look,
Yikes.
I'm not, again, before the movie even comes out, I'm not going to get up on my high horse about whether or not it's problematic or not.
Yeah.
Again, this looks like it has zero edges to it. It's a kid's movie. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
say it's problematic just based on a 90-second trailer.
Yeah.
So
I just, generally speaking, Spoopy, we need to move away from appropriating other people's religions as our
especially
boogeymen.
still practicing religions. Like, there are still people who
yeah.
practice voodoo, and
yeah.
I imagine that they have some words to say about the horror genre in general.
Or generally
Yeah.
speaking, just like we also appropriate like gods from Indian religions, not
Mm-hmm.
Native American religions, Indian religions, and it's like, okay,
Yeah, maybe
some
let's
of this
stop
is
doing
real
that.
fucked up. It's like it's not. It's
Maybe let's stop doing that. Anyway, again, not
We also need to
This
move
is
away
not-
from like Native American burial grounds and things like that.
yeah. There's a lot that
to stop.
there's a lot we can be better about.
You
for
can
sure.
be just as spoopy if you move a graveyard full of white people. Poltergeist was a graveyard
Poltergeist.
full of.
Spoilers. Poltergeist. Great example of just that. Just don't mess with the dead in general.
It wasn't specifically non-white people. It was just
Yeah, no, just, again, you move the headstones instead. You just move the headstones instead of the
Instead of
actual
the bodies.
Anyway, neither here nor
Yeah.
there. This reminds me a lot of, like, The Haunting Hour, or, like,
Yeah.
old school Goosebumps. Not quite Are You Afraid of the Dark, but, like, that campy,
Because
weird...
Are You Afraid of the Dark at least tried to have an edge to it and
Mm-hmm.
succeeded on multiple occasions. Goosebumps was
Yeah.
definitely like, let's go, kids.
Goosebumps, like, they were both campy, but Goosebumps leaned into the camp a lot harder.
Oh, yeah.
Or, you know what? It also kind of reminds me of, like, Disney Channel original movie, the once a year where they would do the Halloween-themed one,
Yeah.
That's strongly the vibe I'm getting from this, and I don't think that's a bad thing. Like I said, I have a bigger problem with it being an hour-and-a-half long commercial, but
For the beautiful, weird, cheap shit you can get in a Spirit Halloween store. And I say this living in a smaller town off of a larger city where one main drag of the town has 3 Halloween stores that are open year-round across 3 blocks. So,
what a
like,
time to be alive.
you should make the annual pilgrimage there, 10 minutes away.
The but
Regional humor.
but
Anyway.
I have a
This looks
Yeah.
fun in a cheap, campy, not quite after school special, but it's
for
gonna be
kids.
ridiculous. It's for kids.
There's
go.
a good
Let's go.
chance that there are going to be a number of kids where this is the first sort of scary thing that they see.
Yes.
And I have a soft spot for anything that can act as an introduction to horror for younger people.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I got into it, is like, my older brother's Goosebump books and watching Are You Afraid of the Dark. Like, I enjoy being able to share in spooky stuff for younger audiences.
Yeah, it's
so
a good time.
yeah, thinking back to when I was a kid, it was exciting, like, watching a thing that was scary or, like, spooky. Like, when you're really young, where you're like,
Yeah.
oh, this is like, the Disney episode where, like, there are ghosts, like, running around in this cartoon, but
Yeah,
where
so
it's-
my first introduction to like actual spooky shit was Large Marge sent me.
yes.
That was
Hey, Tim,
little Katie was not okay after that.
I
It wasn't even watching the whole movie. It was the lights are off, the babysitter was putting my brother to bed, and I was still kind of in the living room like, oh, okay, this is fun. Oh, okay. Ah! And then she's dead. Ah!
for me,
Bitty Katie was not okay.
definitely it was The Nightmare Before Christmas. That was the thing where when it was in theaters, the commercials for it scared me, but then once I actually saw it on TV, I was like, I caught the tail end of it, and I was like, this is amazing. I have to see the rest of this. And I caught it the next time it was on TV, and I've been obsessed ever since. And, after that, you start to go, oh, like this thing that I like that's kind of spooky, maybe I'll watch something else that's kind of like that. And you slowly go, oh, wait, like actual scary things, and then fast forward a couple years, I'm at home watching the intro of Scream on TV as it's premiering on Fox, and I'm like, legitimately terrified. And
The intro to Scream is the scariest that franchise has literally ever been.
and probably ever will be. It is a masterpiece.
Yep.
But anyway, neither here nor there. I appreciate making horror accessible to the youngins, and that sort of thing. This, I don't think it's going to be for me, but I hope it can get some kids into it. And like you said, with pizza and booze, it'll probably be for a good time with friends. Yep.
Yes. Do not bring kids to your booze party.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Don't do that.
Any other thoughts before we move on?
Nah.
All right. On that note,
Now you know the Spirit Halloween movie exists and is dropping at some point this year.
spooky. No, it looks cute. I don't like it being a commercial. But on that note, Katie, where can people go if they want to find you?
They're all commercials
I
at this
know.
point. Let's be real. I'm Katie. You can follow me all over the social medias as well as on YouTube and Twitch at Kiaxet. That is Kiaxet. If you like reaction videos to non-spoopy things, they live on that channel. We recently did a reaction to the newest Overwatch 2 short, the Kiriko intro, so if you want to see that, hop on over there. I am also a host on Nighttime at the Nerd Bar. It is a weekly show. My co-host and I talk about a whole bunch of nerdy shit, and it's super fun. 7:30 p.m. Pacific every Monday on the Fanversation YouTube channel. Come check it out. It's a good time.
And I'm Megan. You guys can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at TheMenguin. That's TheMenguin. I also do a podcast called No Love Lost, where my co-host Will Link loves Lost, and I don't. And for a minute, I was getting ready to plug, like, I do Silver Screams.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
on that note, you guys can follow Silver Screams at Silver_Screams on Twitter and Instagram. Like us on Facebook, all that jazz. I want to know your thoughts. What did you think of the Spirit Halloween trailer?
I want to know your introduction to horror.
Your introduction to horror. I also want to know, do you get your Halloween costume every year from Spirit?
Or Spirit, Party City, whatever your local Halloween store is, like, are you it comes in a bag with all the pieces? Are you a thrifter? Are you a high-end cosplayer? Like, how do you do the Halloween thing?
How do you put your costumes together?
I have so many miscellaneous costume pieces in my closet at this point that I can just dive in and assemble something. That's what I do.
I am definitely a Spirit Halloween or Party City person, where I'm just like, oh no, the month got away from me. I need something immediately.
To be fair, at one point you were a Michaels person and we made you a large shark fin so you could be the Meg.
That was great.
That was very
I think
fun.
that might be my best costume.
Pretty damn
top
great.
tier. I don't think I'm ever topping it. Although I also appreciate, going thrifting, and the Ash Williams costume that I put together a couple of years back. That was also a fun one. And of course, one year I was Darkwing Duck and Katie was Negaduck.
And we had a friend come down from Northern California who was Launchpad,
It was
and we all
awesome.
went to the Disneyland Halloween party. That was a blast. We had a very good time.
It's too bad that I think putting costumes on animals, though adorable, it would be very unpleasant for winter, because having winter as like Gosselin would have been really cute.
One, we couldn't take her out of the house. Two, I don't think we had winter at that point. And three, she would have
Probably
killed
not.
you.
Yeah, probably not, actually.
Yeah,
I
no,
do think
that was pre-winter.
a long time ago.
It was.
Anyway, like, subscribe, ding, all that stuff. I can't wait to hear about your spooky Halloween goodness. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you all next time. How is this real?
You can get anything greenlit if it's got a franchise behind it.
Just
Name recognition.
this is proof of that.